Hi everyone, I am Shahan Layek. Welcome back to my channel. And today in this video, I will be discussing about a very important topic, that is COVID-19 and its related mental issues, because many SMS and many DM came to me related to the COVID-19. What are the mental conditions people are suffering from and how we can cope with that. So basically, for understanding the mental issues of a COVID-19 pandemic situation, basically, or a patient who is suffering from COVID-19, they are having different kinds of issues like anxiety issue. Number one is the anxiety issue. Number two is the fear. So they also have fear. Number three is the different kinds of different kinds of depression, sadness, and number four is mood swings. So all these are part and parcels of this pandemic. So we need to understand how we can cope up with anxiety, how we can cope up with fear, how we can cope up with depression, and how we can cope up with mood. Basically, for understanding this, we need to think that we are not alone. The first and important foremost thing which we have to keep it in our mind is that we are not alone in this journey, because there are so many people who are in lockdown condition and they are facing the same consequences. So we are not alone. This is the most important thing you have to keep it in your mind. And the next important thing is how we can deal with stress. Or basically, before that, let me discuss about what happens when a person is at stress. When a person is at stress, the person develops anxiety, the person develops fear, the person develops a rude behavior to the others, the person sometimes become violent to the others, sometimes the person has infusion of anger, extra anger. So everything is there as a part and parcel of stress. So we need to cope up with stress, and basically the first and foremost thing which I must tell you, that this stress do not goes away with alcohol, because there are so many people who drink alcohol and try to cope up with stress, but that is a wrong way. So stress do not go away with alcohol. You do not take drugs to cope up with stress. That is also a wrong thing to do in this COVID-19 related stress disorder. If you want to cope up with stress, you do not drink alcohol, but people drink alcohol to cope up with stress, and eventually this alcohol increases the stress in his body. Drugs for recreational purpose or other drugs which are harmful, you should not take those drugs. That also increases the stress level. Sometimes the people are hooked with cigarette. They are hooked with cigarette. That is also not a good idea. So that people do for let the stress go away, but that doesn't. Actually, it increases the stress in your body. So all these method. Another thing people try is they locked themselves up and they do not contact with others. They do not have any contact with friends. They do not contact with their family members who may be staying in different country in a lockdown situation. They are not calling them. So you must not do this, because this increases your stress level. And they are sometimes people because of the stress they want to release their stress, and that is why they become violent to others. So that in that way they try to cope up with stress, but that is also not a good idea. So all these things people try to cope up with stress and anxiety, like alcohol, drugs, violent behavior with others, anger issues, and cigarettes, and they locked themselves off and do not contact with the family members and friends and other people, other psychological counselors. counselor. So that is wrong. Actually, the stress increases by all these methods which I have make across here on the screen. So how we can actually cope up with this stress, because we need to know how we can cope up with the stress, because stress is something which remains inside our mind, and it slowly poisons us, slowly make a hollow inside our mind. So we need to cope up with stress. How we can cope up? Basically, if you are having COVID-19, or if you are just locked up in your area or in your country because of the COVID-19 pandemic spread, you don't need to worry about it. You just need to think that everyone is suffering in the same way. So first important thing to cope up with stress is behave good with others. You behave well with others. You change your behavior with your family members, with your friends, with everyone surrounding you. Next, number 2, to cope up with stress, you need to take self-care. You need to take self-care. You may take fruits. You may care your body. So everything you need to do all this. Number 3 is arrange the items around you. Arrange the items which are around you. So all these things are necessary, because this will, if the things are arranged around us, then our mind also get that same frequency from the environment and behave in the same positive way. Number 4 is you can associate yourself with any kind of positivity. Like you can associate with any kind of positivity, like any kind of positive books or other things. So associate yourself with positivity, any positive books, positive quote, positive biography, positive movie or something. Next, important thing is you can do yoga or meditation or prayer, whatever you can do, meditation and prayer of your own God. Next, number 6 is you can also go for a walk, a small walk at your roof, or you can just stroll around, and you can also go for a little workout. So workout is also very important in these lockdown conditions. So, and not only this, but other processes are also there. Let me erase it for you and let me write it down. The other process by which you can cope up with the stress. Basically, what people do to cope up with stress, another important thing which I forgot or missed is they sleep extra, but that is wrong. That is not a way to cope up with stress. So you need to have the real amount of sleep. So sleep well, proper amount, proper duration of sleep. Okay, and another thing is eat healthy. So in this lockdown, eat healthy foods. Do not go for the junk and all this. So you can eat fruits, you can eat vegetables, you can eat green leafy vegetables. So all these are very, very important for your mental health. So if you practice all these things, this will surely help you to cope up with the mental conditions you are suffering from now. So your anxiety, your stress, your fear, everything will go down. So you need to have a positive approach and follow all these things which I have discussed in this video. And this is the end of this video. If you like this video, make a thumbs up and subscribe our channel. And if you find this useful, please share this video with all your friends so that many more people can get help, how they can cope up with the mental condition during COVID-19. If they are having COVID-19 or they are in a pandemic or they are in a lockdown situation, everyone can get help. And at last, after doing all this, if you cannot cope up, then you need psychological help. You can call a psychologist or you can call a psychiatrist and take their help. There are many organizations that also help during the during the pandemic situation. They are working on the mental issue. You can contact them. You can search them on the Google and you can contact them. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, make a thumbs up and subscribe our channel. Bye bye.